Ladies and gents, welcome back to the channel. I am Sephian FM, and today we are taking a look at a tactic called the Chelsea Fairy Tale. Now, before I get into this tactic, as I've said in the previous tactic, I'm going to stop doing the player profiles for a little while, just because I've kind of run out of players to check and to look at. A lot of the Wonder Kids are already done. Actually, pretty much all the Wonder Kids have already done. So tactics seem to be a little bit better of a way to go, so we're going to go that route. But FM24 is just around the corner, so all of this will pick up again once that happens. Now, if you want a discount to FM24, you're going to pick it up. Check out the description below. Check out our FM blog Facebook group. We've got a great discount that gives you beta access, so definitely take a look at that if you're planning on picking it up. But back to this tactic, it is called the Chelsea Fairy Tale. And it is by two creators on the Steam Workshop called Dr. Bellini and Caio, C-A-A-I-O. There is no information on in the description itself. There are two images. It looks like they took Chelsea. I don't know how far they took them, but it seems a lot of green and some yellows. I don't see a single loss in there. In the description itself, or in the comments itself, there are a couple of comments here. They picked up a bunch of Wonder Kids, so they're doing really well. Gvardiol, Davies, and Vinicius Jr. So they've been picking up some players, but it's the only tactic I've been able to beat big teams away from home with no difficulty. Now, again, as I always say, and I always do, no matter what happens with the tactic itself, this is a flat sim. I am not taking control of anything. The computer is doing all the work for me, transfers to shouts to training to all of that. If you take control of things yourself and have your own little personal touch, I'm sure you could do better than whatever you were going to see in just a minute. But as for the tactic itself, sweeper, keeper, in defend, a wingbacks on the left and the right in support, ball playing defender in defend, deep line playmaker in support, a CM in attack, inverted wingers in support on both sides, an attacking midfielder in attack, and then in front of them, advance forward in attack as well. It is a balanced mentality. In possession, attacking with his standard, approach play is pass into space, underlap on the left and right, passing directness shorter, tempo is higher, low crosses in the final third, and run at defense. In transition, counter press, counter, distribute quickly, and roll it out. And then out of possession, a high press line of engagement, a standard defensive line, trigger press much more often, prevent your goalkeeper distribution, and get stuck in. Now, how did it do for our three teams? Well, let's take a look. As you can see, league table, very well. Newcastle second place with 81 points, Tottenham in fourth with 79, and Wolves in sixth with 69 points. All three teams definitely doing well above expectations. Newcastle's schedule, you got a couple of losses smattering in there, but overall looks really nice. FA Cup, Carabao Cup, Carabao Cup, there you are. Fourth round loss, 1-2 against Manchester United. FA Cup, you're going down to the semis, 1-2 against Arsenal, but overall a fantastic season. Tottenham schedule, a couple more losses. Of course, you've got a bunch more games, but you're continuing on everything until Liverpool, 0-4 in the Carabao Cup fourth round, FA Cup third round, 1-2 against Coventry. But Champions League, you continue on all the way through into the semis, all the way through to the final, 1-3 loss against Real Madrid. You get to the Champions League final. It's incredibly impressive, but unfortunately not able to pull it out in the end. Wolves, a much worse August than everyone else, and you do see yourself out in the Carabao Cup second round against Newcastle pretty much right off the bat, actually right off the bat. But funny enough, you get Newcastle, Tottenham. Oh, I love you, FM. You're doing the same thing as always. But you're doing it, I mean, still a fantastic season, continuing on in the FA Cup, all the way down against Arsenal, where you beat them 3-1 in the FA Cup final. You get a trophy for Wolves. That is amazing. Transfer-wise for Newcastle, not selling anyone as usual, but you do bring in only Peter Zielinski and Javi Galan from Vigo. So you are bringing in some heavy hitters. Tottenham, you do get some money for Tanganga, 8.75, and you are bringing in Macedo, Van de Beek, Archie Stevens from Rangers, and Bickian, as we've always, I mean, every single time it's Bickian. For Wolves, Adama Traore staying put this time around. They do bring in Monafa and Semedo, usual, not really spending a lot of money whatsoever. So what does that do for our squads? Nick Pope, Trippier, and Willock all up there in the tops in appearances. Goals-wise, Isaac with 46 whopping goals, 15 for Willock, and Fabian Schär with 10. Assists-wise, 15 for both Willock and Trippier, 13 for Joelinton. Now that's the average rating that you want to see. 783 for Isaac. A slew of green right there. 729 for Willick. Zielinski was 727. A fantastic pickup right there. And Javi Galan at 724. Absolutely even better. Tottenham, Harry Kane with 50 plus 2. Basuma and Romero also in the tops. Goals wise, 41 for Kane. A fantastic season for him as well. 12 for Mora and Basuma as well. Assist wise, a lot of 11s. 13 for Kulusevski. Son, Mora, Basuma, all with 11s, so not too bad. Again, a lot of more green. Kane was 728. Again, I would love to see him up there with the Isaac numbers, but 728 is still fantastic. Mora and Kulusevski doing really well as well. Kulusevski, transfer reigned, joining Tottenham this season. For Wolves, appearance-wise, saw Sarabia and Collins all up in there in the top three. 21 goals for Jimenez, Cunha with 11, 10 for Nunes, Sarabia, and Neto. So they definitely are spreading the love out there. Assist-wise, 20 for Sarabia. That is definitely in the tops in the Premier League. 13 for Nunes. I'm sure that would be as well if they were all in the Premier League. But average rating, still, you got, what, 6 players in there? Well, 5 players with Geddes. Sarabia and Nunes was 720 apiece. 704 for Jimenez. I mean, pretty much a really nice season for Wolves. Data hubs for all three teams, yet again, looking very similar. Newcastle, though, look at those attacking numbers. I mean, pretty much league leaders right there in so many different categories. Still okay. I mean, they're shaky defensively. Not too bad, I wouldn't say. And still a lot of numbers in Premier League average are just slightly above. But if you look at the others, very good defensively. Some stronger defensive numbers. Still some fantastic attacking numbers. And then Wolves, quite decent defensively and very good in attack. Again, not too bad. Still could have done a little bit better defensively if you want to get tops of the league. But attacking-wise is where it is at. Premier League stats, I expect to see all three teams all over the attacking side. Most goals, you can see Newcastle and Tottenham, 101 all the way down to 83. Wow, Newcastle really doing well. Wolves with 68. Fewest shots against, all three teams in there. Most possession, nobody. Dribbles made, tops right there, 1, 2, and 3. Fewest conceded, you got some goalkeeper work. No defensive work needed because they're quite good defensively, and they're just stronger in attack. But best pass completion, nobody. There you go. Most shots for, that's interesting, best pass completion. Most shots for, though, all three teams in the top 4, and then most points per game, as you would expect. Now, just looking back at the table, it was interesting to see Newcastle with 62 goal differential, 50 for Tottenham, and 20 for Wolves. So that 62 leads the league, which is fantastic. 50 is third, so not too bad whatsoever. I just wanted to see what the goal differential was. 101 goals, though, for Newcastle. There you go. 83 for Tottenham. Pretty nice season overall. But getting back to the stats, you can see Isaac and Kane, 41 and 27 goals apiece. Holland with a lowly 25. Most assists, Sarabia, there you go, 14 up at the tops. Trippier, Willock, Nunes, and Guimaraes, all with 10 plus. Most player of the match awards, Isaac, of course, with 12. Kane, 8, and Cunha, 6. Pass completion, nobody, of course. Dribblings, you got St. Maximin, fewest conceded, you got some stuff. Tackles, there you go, Nunes with something there. Most key passes, Trippier and Sarabia, as usual up top. Son in there as well, though. And most shots, you've got a bunch. So overall, I mean, this tactic did very well. And I would say 81 to 85 is not a lot of points that you can make up on your own if you're taking control of this tactic yourself. Do your own shouts, do your own training, do your own transfers, do your own medical stuff. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you can do that you probably would get, turn some of these draws into wins or some of these losses into draws or wins. So I think you could probably do a little bit better. But that is it for me, Sevian FM, for the Football Manager blog channel, saying thank you as always for watching. Take care and enjoy.